We are now recording, and welcome Patricia and welcome Nico, both beloved persons for me, and of course my friends behind me. I put my shoes off. It's Friday. It's every Friday at 5 o'clock. We have this beautiful session of healing, of light language healing. It's donation based, but everybody is welcome. And it doesn't matter whatever you bring. It's always possible to make a little wish. Because my computer is creating an echo, I would love to see your wishes for Patricia and Nico in writing, in chat. So we can do that. And I, at the same time, want to look up what Jessica asked as an. So that's a little bit different than normally, but I think it's okay. And we can create this. Okay. See. Interesting, because yeah, I got these. I'm gonna close this, and yeah, Nico, you're asking for codes for the awakening and balancing frequency of humanity, including yourself. And Patricia, okay, that's clear. For me, it's clear. So what I'm gonna do is, of course, yeah. If other things pop up, just write them, and I will check them immediately or temporarily, regularly, and then I will gonna join it in. Mostly the session is more than 2 sessions, little parts of a session, of a healing session. So if things come up, I'm just gonna make some notes, and so that's about. Okay, coming, balancing. Frequency, humanity, heart opening. Yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna blast everything, explode everything in the codes. More kindness, more compassion, a path of each other. And that's rather clear. And thank you for that. In the sessions, I always ask somebody to put their hand on the heart just to get a heart connection, to make that connection with your inner world. A little explanation for people who haven't seen us before. Everything I do are source codes, and codes of the source are inside of you. I can get into your inside source codes and help them to bring the things, especially the things today were on the wish list. So I made a little wish of support of clarity of the emotional and mental the emotions and mental energy, awakening of people, and in many levels, balancing of frequencies, which is balancing of all, opening the hearts. And in my belief system, there are many levels of all these things. So what I'm trying to do, what I'm going to do is to work with frequencies. These frequencies are laser guided. If you listen to them and you put your hand on your heart, you close your eyes, you can just let them go into your system. They will go into your quantum field, they will go into your energy field, they will go in your source field. There's your blueprint, and in the blueprint we can fine-tune things which were maybe blurred away a bit because of all these programs from the outer world. So put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, and just enjoy the ride. And as Nico was asking, blast the collective with your codes and my energy. So let's blast some codes and energy and help the collective to move on a little bit further. So first of all, I'm going to connect everybody who's listening, their hearts to the photon of the source in their heart. Connect everything in their physical systems to their photon of the source in their heart. Connect all the energy levels, fields, the spheres around you to the photon of the source in your heart. Connect you to your higher self, or on the helpers of the higher self. Connect you to the central sun. Connect you to all galaxies. Connect you to the kernel, Mother Gaia. Connect you to all sources. Connect you to the beautiful beings behind me, around me, in me. Knees. And today we are especially going to focus on the support of the awakening, the support of the awakening of the collective, to blast through this hardened kernels around the to be awakened persons, and it's only it's going to be done by the heart. So opening this heart volume frequency, opening the throat, opening the brain, opening the pineal gland, clearing the pineal gland, so that all this old luggage can be gone. Recalibrating everybody. Opening the heart further. Opening more space for compassion, love, tenderness. Opening our fields, connecting all of our hearts. Connecting our higher selves. Opening remembrance of understanding our higher selves, communicating. Doing this with all the abilities, capabilities, and powers we have. Supporting everybody on emotional, physical, awakening levels. Putting much more love into everybody's space, from the source to all sources in the source. So I put my earplugs in. I hope the echoing will be okay. So it's in Spain, so it's on a Spanish frequency flowing. Maybe we can have some little feedback of if this was bringing what we wanted or expected to. Yeah.
For me, it was actually creating a base, a space within the frequency of what more powerful work that's the blasting's gonna begin even stronger now. Okay, so you're actually creating the fields and recalibrating yourself. I was actually recalibrating you while you were recalibrating us for what's coming. Okay, so what's coming is I feel is the magic, is the real aspect of the infusion. That's the word I was looking for. It's the infusion that's going to take place right now. This is big. This is why I feel that it's only the three of us today here.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were getting everything ready for this. This is very good. And I'll assist you.
Yeah, thank you. Patricia, you're muted. Yeah.
Yes. For me, what I saw, I just started in the beginning with the coach, and I just saw myself getting higher and higher. And looking at all the people that I've met today, or they come into my field, and I could look at them and send love, all lines of love, 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 love. And also people who I just let go, I do it with love. So that was really a big topic. And then I start circling more above, 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 above. And then I was just standing next to you and looking at you, van, yay, good coach, yeah, baby. But that you, and I saw you, if you can see, people with the puppets,
Yeah.
with the dolls, but then with energies. Just bring it down.
Nico, can you hear it?
Yes, just her echo is so strong at times, sometimes. And I don't know if it's the level of your voice, Patricia, but sometimes you go into an echo over here that is just.
Yeah, I hear myself by Robert.
Yeah, there's a time lapse in between when I can hear Patricia, and then I see you're speaking. So there's some. We have to when once the house is stable, we can organize better internet. So it will improve next time. But Patricia was telling that she was elevating more and more and more, and elevating is the right word in combination with the infusion. Because what we're going to do is the elevation of our capabilities, and what we're going to do, and everybody is saying, okay, and I did this, and we are doing this together. And we are not alone. There's a lot of energy moving through me at the moment, but it will move through you, Nico, and to Patricia as well, or be combined with you, or however you can feel it or understand it. It's the infusion of all what we wished for. That's the support of the awakening, the connection with the heart, it's opening of the heart, it's opening of the third eye, clearing of the pineal gland. It's the elevation of all awakening beings, so that they are able to reconnect, to refine, to remember their own source. And when they are plugging into their own source, they can open and start relearn to watch, to understand, to feel. So that it's like today we were standing with barefoot in the grass after a long day in the car, and then you could really feel the energy moving up and down of the earth into your system, out of your system. It's cleansing, it's clearing, it's the infusion, it's the elevation. So let's have a second round. Oh, Nico.
May I say something, if I may, please? They're telling me, your friends behind, they're telling me that we're actually going to enter a lock time matrix. So right now, for anybody who's going to be watching this later on in Facebook or YouTube or however you're going to do it, however you're going to post it, this is in a lock time matrix, meaning that even if you see it 5 years from now, this video, you're actually adding to the codes within the frequency, like if you're here now. So just look at the frequency right now. There's no past, no present, and no future. Just the now, where you, traveler, watching this right now, if you encounter this video, you'll be coming into the room with us. Yeah. All right. And the idea of this is actually to impart the frequency, the light codes within the world itself that actually readjusts itself with the more information it's bringing right now.
Mhm.
Okay, this is the freeing, the aspect of entering into the true state of who we are without programming.
Exactly. Exactly.
So just wanted to mention that.
Beautiful. Patricia. Yeah, you're typing perfectly. And it's very clear what you're saying, Nico, and thank you for that. Patricia is at the moment, she's making a message, so we have a little patience on that. This these frequencies are helping to open up for everybody on everybody's level. So what we are doing here is we're creating a gateway, a portal for everybody who wants to hook into this and then start rising. And that starting rising is waking up at any level you are. So you don't have to worry if somebody's further or not. It's all okay. Everything is at the right time moment. And Patricia's writing, it's also for the people who are opening up at this right moment. Exactly. When they see this video and waking up. And I learn every time and again. There are so many levels of waking up, so you're never completely awake or woken. There's always something, some next level, the next thing to do, which is beautiful. And it's only that if you open up your heart, so keep your hand on your heart, connect to your inner world, understand that everything around you is just disturbing the way you can connect with your heart. And in your heart is your own source. And there's only one guide for you, and that's your own source. And maybe you feel connected to the source or a source, but the most important one is in your heart. So connect to your heart, feel if what Nico is telling or what I'm telling or Patricia is telling resonates with you. If so, just absorb it. And for the rest, it's okay. If your higher self wants you to listen to this, you will see it. And everything will be gradually getting deeper, 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 deeper. Nico?
Yeah, and I gotta agree with both of you. Patricia, you were right on, honestly, and you too as well, Robert. You know, everybody that shows up to this session right now, to this frequency, regardless of what your level is, you, by just being here, by just connecting to this, are actually bringing your colors, your frequency to the awakening of all,
Yeah.
including yourself. So it doesn't matter what levels you have levels that we are still trying to figure out, the three of us. And you're like, yeah, you're that much of a master. So we're all masters in our own way, students, right? So
yeah.
student masters, right? So
Yeah.
so yeah, absolutely. Regardless of what you're going through, you are needed here for this time. And just by putting your attention is exactly what we all needed. We needed each other.
Exactly. Yeah. This is also a lot of talk about the co-creation in this new world. The new world is inside you. It's already there. The co-creation is just mingling, is the right word, I think, mingling these energies, these frequencies, and just putting attention to it by thought, by the heart, is already enough. So let's make a second round, see how things are evolving. And sometimes there are many, many ways of doing light language. My light language is a bit specific. I make strange noises, but there are languages. If you feel that that there is sound or movement coming out of you, and embrace it. Just let it come, let it go, and 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 just be open for it. It's okay. Everybody has some kind of light language inside of him, and it can come out. So put your hand on your heart, close your eyes again. And so now we're going to prepare for the second round, the blast round. It's the infusion, it's the elevation of all this, what we have been talking about. This is the creation, co-creation of all these energies of us, the three of us, the beings behind me, the beings accompanying Patricia and Nico. All together, we are creating now some kind of a vortex in which we are clearing old programs. So that we can unload old programmings not belonging to us. You got in all time, space, dimensions, infinities, anywhere. Opening the gateway in your inner heart to your source. Opening, creating clearness there. It's the purity in there, which is shining as a bright light. Opening more, connecting the three energies of us three and all beings around us. Helping to awake anybody in any level. Sustainability in their purity. Balancing everything on the right frequency. All being of purity, pure light, pure of heart. Finding your own ways. Refine your own source, your inner source. Patricia, maybe you can try to speak, see how it works. Try it.
Yeah. You mute. Then you have to mute.
Okay, I'll mute.
Yeah, I think this is better. Nico? Yeah, okay. Yeah. In this round, I was sensing all the three of us, and it feels like what I see is that we are looking at Earth and just standing there to receive all the messages that needs help. So we know our goals and we know what to do here, and from this point we just anchoring what we are doing, and it's now, instead of coming from Earth, it's coming from above and sending it down. So there is a shield around it, and the shield we create a shield that is opening for people to receive it. And the difference is that it's anchored. So there's nothing who can come in between it anymore. That's the difference.
Nico.
You're so spot on, Patricia. You see, I've been up there and I've seen the sphere and I've seen these beings behind our beautiful Robert over there. So I've seen, and you've just described exactly what they're doing. These are the ones that are actually creating the spheres. I haven't publicly come out and said this, but yeah, I saw this approximately about 1.5 years ago. And what we're doing is some of us are acting as beacons, even the ones that are watching this video right now. And the new normal, the new frequency is about doing who you are. And it's about being as original as you can. Meaning that if you really want to make a difference for the world right now, by allowing yourself to vibrate, to be, just be who you truly are, and be able to move those programs away that say, no, you have to be this way, or I was actually taught to be that way. Now it's the time, regardless of where you are within your own evolution. So that was really big for me, Patricia. Thank you for sharing that.
So, let's move into round 3, and we're still blasting away. And and every time you give me words on which I can make new codes, and that it's like interaction of frequencies. And my way of creating codes is I hear a word and somehow it resonates in my system, and then a code can come out, which is helping together with my friends is creating these things which Patricia is talking about, which Nico is talking about, and I'm just doing it, not creating it or something, but just I'm like a translator in my way. So let's go to round 3, and in round 3 we're gonna put up the volume on all things we already done in round 1 and round 2. So close your eyes, put your hand on your heart. I got it as well on my heart. You can show it. I do have it as well on my heart. So put your hand on your heart, close your eyes. So I'm gonna put on the volume of all things we already done in round 1 and 2. I want to do that first. I'm gonna also help to create a larger portal for everybody who is gonna make a choice of his freedom of authenticity to put the it's okay to feel different, to be different of whatever you have been programmed, learned, attached to. You can take everything which is dear to you with you. Be as pure as you can be in the light. So let all of us be beacons in this game. Play. Empower everybody to be as pure and authentic as possible in their own purity of source.
This last one you just pierced through the collective human third density frequency unearthed. This is huge. You've just, if you think of filling a bag of water, you've just pierced it. So
Nico, is it possible? 1 second. Is it possible that you explain a little bit for the people who are attending this? Because for us it's maybe a bit clearer, but for others it's a little bit vague. If it's possible.
If you can look at the world, you can think of having different types of film layers. Think of the world as an onion. And the onion itself has layers itself. Well, this last one of the layers was now pierced, which was third density layer itself. You see, before there was a very strong constructive, like egg yolk type of energy being surrounded by all these different layers. Now, the third one itself, which is planet Earth and the humans living on planet Earth right now, this last one is just pierced, meaning that universal intelligence of what comes in and knowledge is a lot more available coming in right now. You see, you think of yourself as being an onion or living within layers of that onion itself, living by the world of onion systems and belief systems. What this has done now is actually allowed this onion to experience what other onions around itself or what it can perceive is at a more sensitive vibrational state, meaning that if your awareness of being an onion and always being in that onion of earth is being onion, now the onion understands there's other onions out there and there's other, and maybe it can experience what the wind feels like. I don't know how to explain this more, but you receive more awareness and more connection to information with this new light and this new piercing, meaning that you'll start getting things more easier and faster now by living on Earth and being who you are within the frequency of this experience.
Super. Thank you very much for this explanation and giving more words to it. So hopefully people get better in their awareness, getting a better connection in that. Patricia, can you, is it okay for you to, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think I've only a different way to say what you saw, what you said, Nico, but I made I draw it like here. This is like one person. You have your own program. So you're living your own program, but everyone together lives as a group. So then you have the group's program. And then you have the country with this program. So you're in already your own program. You're in the group's program where you're in and in the country. So this is another country and you have more, and this is Earth. So Earth is like a totally program of all different kind of programs. And with the codes just earlier, we created Earth, and instead of the thickness of all the programs that are stuck in each other, there is more space around it. So you have still loops, you have your own programs, you have your own loops that you have to get out and wake up from. But that's your own progress. But for now, there are openings where energy is more transparent. Do I say, okay? So this is what's happening now. And I'm gonna give some more to have more transparent energy coming down, so everybody will remember what your visit to Earth actually is. What is what you are gonna do here? Kakaya. Ania. Shaka. Oya Mahaya. Tutonia Puku. Sia Kaka Nyoko. Tuto Nyaba. Chupaka Tatuku tu Taba Aya. Aya Kapa. No, Nia Kapa. Chuku. Tutu Papa Tikata do Uyo Papa. Sniaka. Tu. Nayaka Kaya Karaka Katuku Niakata. So yakata kana yakupu koi yakata na yahaka ku riki yaka niaka to puyakata ni yakata hoku yakata. For this moment is clearing the path for the souls on earth to receive all the transparent energy that's coming from above, to recognize your own loop and to free yourself more and more every day. And remember.
Wow. Thank you for that. There's still some time for round 4. So fasten your seatbelts, I think. And with all the beautiful information we are sharing at this moment, that there's so much energy moving through my shoulders, my legs, my hips. It's like I'm buzzing. And so close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and we're gonna reconnect all the connections already made in part 1, 2, and 3. So it's all connected to the heart, the photon of the source. Letting go of all programs which are not asked for by yourself. So we are going to open to understanding of all. Deprogram all except inner source and love. Remember your source. Remember your inner purity. Open up to all. Clear yourself of all programs not needed anymore, not belonging to you. Come into your inner purity, your inner authenticity. Stand up and rise, awaken. So, Patricia, maybe you can start because you've been drawing and writing.
Yeah. But this energy came right down in a movement. How do you say that? Spawn vortex like this, and right in the energy of the heart, and it created a platform where it could land. A platform where it could land, and the message that's in it is live your life and listen to your heart and share your thoughts and share what you remember with your beloved ones without any fear. So every time you feel fear, just connect again with your heart and know that the message from your heart is the thing that everybody needs. So instead of waiting, this is following up from the your own programming, and everybody is stuck. So everybody needs a bit of help from their beloved ones. So what you did was creating a platform for people to go for it and stand up. And instead of standing up on the podium, you're just standing up in your life, in your situations, with your children, with your mom, with your dad, with your husband, or with your wife, or friends. It doesn't matter. Just start to speak out. Everything that's in the heart. That's what came through me.
Beautiful. Yeah, and you can hear me now. And thank you for that, Patricia. And it's always beautiful to listen to both of you, to hear whatever energies are doing, and so that people can relate to that. Because sometimes the frequencies, they do their work, and everything is doing its thing. But sometimes the mind likes to understand a bit more of it. Maybe Nico, you can share what you were feeling. So.
Yeah, for me, I gotta also speak from what Patricia was saying. They said to me that the new normal is the authentic self. So the new normal now, it's like, think of it like a designer of something. Think of it like now the new normal is to wear blue jeans, or to wear this type of shoes, or to like this, or to like that on social media. The new normal for this new frequency is authenticity of the self. Okay. The new normal now for you to fit in is to be authentic. Okay. For you to fit in and look good and be loved and everything is being you. We have been waiting for you. You have been waiting for yourself. So this last one was all, Robert, about authentic energy, stepping into it. Like Patricia said, share it with the world, with family members, with who you are, with whatever. It's about who I am and embracing yourself and celebrating it. That's what came to me.
So almost a little hour. Thank you both very much for this. We're still on the recording. This is a weekly session. It's if you want to join it, just hook on Facebook or on YouTube. Just give me a message. I know that Nico is a really good healer in the quantum field. He's doing his practice in Queensland. Is that correct? Queensland?
Victoria, BC.
Victoria, BC.
Canada.
Canada, but you can visit him, but you can also work with him online. He's powerful. Patricia is a person who can feel everything, so she can translate whatever emotions are, even the things you don't know. Like I can tell from experience, I work like this. It's like I can put my laser beam codes to you to help you, assist you in anything you want to awaken further or get stuck in. It doesn't really matter what it is. If you want to talk or just connect to us, because we are the new normal people, we are authentic. We're doing the things we like, and not because we want to show off, but that's just how we are. And everybody has his own authenticity. So if you want to join us, please do. It's a regular every Friday at 1700 hours Amsterdam time. If you don't know for sure how it works, you can always give a message and we work out what the right time is at your place. We love to have you over. Patricia, thank you very much for joining us today. Nico, thank you very much for joining today. Friends behind me, thank you very much for the support every time I receive. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you really feel something from that and give us some feedback. So you can always connect with Nico or Patricia or myself on Facebook. And there you can find the connections or whatever is needed. Please come and join. So I hope to see you soon.